2015 was a great year for English football. Son Heung-Min arrived at Tottenham. Fast forward to today, and this South Korean forward is not just the captain at White Hart Lane. He's one of the deadliest attackers in the world. From scoring a solo goal so good it won the Puskas Award, to being the only Asian player to hit 100-plus Premier League goals, Sonny has had a career that only a few can boast of. From doubts about his price tag to silencing critics with world-class performances, Son's journey is pure inspiration. But how did he go from underrated to unstoppable? Let's break it down. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Sonny was born on July 8, 1992, to Eun Ja-kil and Son Wong-jung, a former footballer turned manager who once played for South Korea's national B team. So yes, football runs in the family. These days, Son is a national hero, but before all the fame and fortune, he was just a kid trying to impress his dad. His football journey started under the strict guidance of his father, who runs a Son Wong-jung soccer academy. Every day after school, Sonny would head to the stadium for training. This was long before he ever joined a professional academy. His father wasn't a fan of traditional soccer academies, so he built his own system. In his program, players focused purely on training, while the coach handled everything else. Sonny went on to attend Hupyeong Middle School, but there was one big problem. It didn't have a soccer team. That didn't stop him though. In 2005, he got the chance to represent his school at the Gangwon Provincial Sports Festival. But his team was completely outmatched, losing 4-0 to another middle school which had an actual soccer team. Instead of being discouraged, he saw this as an opportunity. After the game, he walked up to their vice principal and asked to join their team. That was in 2007. Just a year later, he was already making moves, landing a spot at FC Seoul, the same club where former Tottenham Hotspur defender Lee Young-pyo had played. And here's a fun twist. In 2008, while still a youth player at FC Seoul, Son took on a side gig as a ball boy during one of the club's home matches. Little did anyone know that the kid fetching balls on the sidelines would one day become one of South Korea's greatest footballers. Sonny didn't stick around for long at FC Seoul's youth setup. Why's that? Well, here's the deal. In August 2008, at just 16, he made a bold move. He dropped out of the high school's football club, which was basically FC Seoul's under-18s team, and headed to Germany alongside two other South Korean teenagers to join Hamburg SV's youth academy through the Korean FA Youth Project. But this journey wasn't exactly a straight shot to the top. After his first year at Hamburg, Son had actually been let go. And while his fellow Koreans went back home and built solid careers in South Korea and Japan, Sonny didn't follow them. He chose to stay in Europe, believing he still had a shot at making it big. He even tried his luck with English clubs, like Blackburn Rovers and Portsmouth, but nothing came of it. Then came the big break. In November 2009, the Under-17 World Cup in Nigeria, Sonny was sensational. He scored 3 goals and helped South Korea reach the quarterfinals. According to Hamburg's second-team coach, that performance was a game-changer. It convinced the club that Sonny was worth bringing back full-time. He was going to be one of the many South Koreans to have played in the German league. The young Sonny was so desperate to make it work when he moved to Germany that, according to his agent, he learnt German by watching episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, you heard that right. Who knew that a cartoon about a talking sponge could double as a language tutor? But here's the thing, it actually worked. He picked up the language quickly, and it helped him fit right in. Before long, the coaches realized they were dealing with a serious talent. Sonny wasn't just another academy kid. He was special. It didn't take long for him to start training with the first team, rubbing shoulders with footballing legends like former Tottenham man Raphael van der Vaart and Manchester United legend Ruud van Nistelrooy. And speaking of Ruud, the Manchester United legend really came through for Sonny during those early years at Hamburg. It wasn't just about football. He became a mentor when Sonny needed it most. Here's the story. During the 2010-2011 preseason, Sonny was on fire, leading the team with 9 goals, scoring against teams like Chelsea. It looked like he was about to have his breakout season, but then disaster struck when he broke his foot. And just like that, his momentum was gone. That could have crushed his confidence, right? But no, Van Nistelrooy stepped in and made all the difference. Sonny would later reveal in an interview that Van Nistelrooy promised him the team would wait for his return to full fitness. That kind of support hit him hard emotionally. He described how Van Nistelrooy became like a father figure, saying, "He was like, if you need anything, come to me and speak to me. And he was so good. He was like my dad, you know. He was giving so much advice, and he still had unbelievable quality. I learned so much from him. And it wasn't just Son who felt that connection. Van Nistelrooy believed in his talent too. In fact, he was so impressed that he tweeted this about Son in 2011. "My teammate Son Heung-Min, massive talent, 18 years old." That's high praise coming from one of the best strikers of his generation. And Son proved he was the real deal too, scoring his first league goal for Hamburg FC against FC Köln, making history as the youngest Hamburg player to score in the Bundesliga at just 18 years old. It was clear that this kid was special. Hamburg quickly locked him down with a new contract until 2014, and experts started whispering that he could be the next Cha Bung-kung. Now, for those who don't know, that's no small comparison. Cha was a South Korean forward who dominated the Bundesliga in the 80s, playing for Darmstadt, Frankfurt, and Leverkusen. The guy was so good that he was named the Asian player of the 20th century. Those are some massive shoes to fill, but Son didn't seem fazed one bit. In the 2010-11 season, Son started to show glimpses of his potential, scoring 3 goals in 14 matches in all competitions. But it was the pre-season of the 2011-12 that really got people talking. Sonny was on fire, bringing in 18 goals in just 9 matches, and he carried that form into the season, scoring 5 goals in 30 matches, including crucial strikes against Hannover 96 and 1 FC Nuremberg. These goals played a key role in helping Hamburg avoid relegation. Things changed quickly when Hamburg's main striker, Petrick and Guerrero, left the club. The manager saw this as an opportunity and promoted Sonny to a starting role. That's when everything clicked. His 3rd season was his true breakout. Sonny scored twice in a stunning 4-1 away win against Borussia Dortmund, a team that went on to reach the Champions League final that season. One of those goals was a now signature curling shot with his left foot from the edge of the box after cutting in from the right. It was a thing of beauty and earned him the Man of the Match award. Son kept the momentum going, netting 2 more goals in a 2-1 victory against Mainz. By the end of the season, he had scored 12 goals, becoming just the 5th South Korean player to reach double figures in goals in Europe. In total, he finished the season with 12 goals in 34 matches across all competitions. At this point, it was clear that Sonny wasn't just living up to the hype, he was exceeding it. This kid was now the hottest young talent in the Bundesliga, and this was just the beginning. So after 5 years at Hamburger SV, a club that first rejected him and then welcomed him back, Sonny made quite a name for himself. He scored 16 goals in 33 matches for their youth side, and another 20 in 78 games from the first team. But Sonny was never one to stay in his comfort zone. It was time for another leap in his career, and this time, he jumped to Bayer Leverkusen. Oh, and before we dive into his Leverkusen journey, how about you hit that subscribe and like button if you haven't already? Done it? Awesome. Alright, back to the story. Sonny hit the ground running at Leverkusen, scoring 29 goals in 87 appearances over 2 seasons. He wasn't just scoring for fun either. His crucial strikes played a huge part in helping Leverkusen finish 4th in the Bundesliga both years. Naturally, the fans adored him, and when he scored both goals in a 2-1 Champions League win over St. Petersburg during the 2014-15 season, they crowned him with a nickname that said it all: Sonaldo. When you get compared to Ronaldo, you know you're doing something right. But it wasn't just his on-field magic that made him a superstar. Leverkusen is in an area with a big Korean community, including cities like Dusseldorf and Cologne. Every game you could see the Korean flags waving and hear cheers in his native language. It gave him a home advantage even in Germany. Leverkusen knew they had more than just a great player. They had a marketing goldmine. Just like Hamburg did in 2012 and Tottenham would do later, Leverkusen organized a tour to South Korea, riding the wave of Son's growing popularity. The move paid off big time. Both Hamburg and Leverkusen signed sponsorship deals with major Korean brands during Son's time there, proving the star power wasn't limited to the pitch. It was at Leverkusen in 2013 that Son won his first of 10 Asian Footballer of the Year awards. Yes, you heard that right. 10. He also picked up his first of 7 Korean FA Player of the Year awards that same year. Safe to say, Sonny was starting to collect trophies off the pitch just as easily as he was scoring goals on it. After 7 years in Germany, where he scored 49 goals in 165 appearances and became the 2nd all-time top Korean goalscorer in Bundesliga history, Sonny was ready for the next chapter. And in 2015, that next chapter came knocking from the Premier League. On August 28, 2015, Sonny signed with Tottenham Hotspurs for €30 million on a 5-year contract. Just like that, he became the most expensive Asian footballer in history. To put that into perspective, the previous record had been held since 2001 by Japanese legend Hitoshi Nakata. who moved from Roma to Parma for €25 million. Sonny became the second South Korean to play for Tottenham Hotspurs, following in the footsteps of Lee Yong-pyo, who signed back in 2005. But while Lee made his mark as a solid fullback, Sonny was about to take things to a whole new level. And let's be real, by now, you know that at Tottenham, Sonny didn't just make a name for himself. He certified his status as a South Korean, Asian, and global football legend. But it didn't happen overnight. His first season in England wasn't exactly jaw-dropping. He scored 8 goals and provided 5 assists. Decent numbers, but nothing that screamed superstar just yet. Still, he showed glimpses of what was to come. He announced himself to Spurs fans by scoring twice against Karabag in the Europa League. Then, he got his first Premier League goal in a 1-0 win against Crystal Palace at White Hart Lane, giving Tottenham their first home league win of the season. And who could forget when he scored the second goal against Chelsea in a crucial match that kept Spurs' Premier League title hopes alive. The first season didn't go as planned, so it's no surprise that Sonny felt frustrated. Before the 2016-17 season, he reportedly went to the Spurs manager and asked to leave in search of more playing time. But Posh must have seen something special, because instead of letting him go, he gave Sonny a challenge: stay and fight for your place. And boy, did Sonny rise to that challenge. That season, he had his best output since arriving in Europe. He started the campaign on fire, so much so that on October 14th, he was named the Premier League Player of the Month for September, becoming the first South Korean and first Asian player to ever receive that award. By the end of that season, Sonny had scored 21 goals in all competitions. He wasn't just contributing, he was leading the charge. In fact, he joined Harry Kane and Dele Alli to form a lethal trio, making them the first set of Spurs players to each score over 20 goals in a single season. By the time the 17-18 season kicked off, Son was no longer fighting for his place. He was a guaranteed starter, and with each new season came a new record. On November 5th, 2017, Son scored the only goal in a 1-0 win against Crystal Palace. That goal brought his Premier League tally to 20, making him the highest scoring Asian player in Premier League history. And whose record did he break? None other than Manchester United's South Korean legend, Park Ji-sung. Son also became the first Asian player to finish a Premier League season as a top 10 goal scorer. Now think about that for a second. With all these accolades both at home and abroad, would you say Sonny is the greatest Asian footballer of all time? Seriously, who else is even close? Talk to me in the comments section. I want to know what you think. But here's the thing. Being considered the greatest at anything isn't just about hitting high notes once or twice. It's about consistency. And Son proved he had that in spades during his third season at Tottenham. That season, he scored the first ever European competition goal at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in a 1-0 win against Man City in the quarter-finals of the 2018-19 Champions League. And just when you thought he was done, he went even bigger in the return leg, scoring twice to help Spurs secure a 4-4 aggregate win and advance on away goals. With those 2 goals, Sonny became the highest-scoring Asian player in Champions League history with 12 goals, overtaking the previous record holder. If the previous season earned him European recognition, the next one would put him on the world map. And this was all because of one incredible moment. On December 7th, 2019 against Burnley, Son picked up the ball just outside his own box, ran the entire length of the pitch, dribbling past 7 Burnley players, and slotted the ball home. Tottenham manager at the time, Jose Mourinho, dubbed the South Korean Sonaldo Naziro, comparing Son's solo run to the kind of goals Brazilian legend Ronaldo used to score. That goal was immediately labelled a Goal of the Season contender, and in January 2020, Son was awarded the Premier League Goal of the Month for December. But the accolades didn't stop there. The goal eventually won him the Premier League Goal of the Season award, and in December 2020, football fans around the world voted it the Puskas Award winner. And for Son, the story has been the same ever since, just breaking records and making history season after season. In the 2020-21 season, he made the PFA Premier League Team of the Year. That was the season when he dropped 4 goals against Southampton, all assisted by Harry Kane. It was the first time in Premier League history that a player scored 4 times in a single match, all from the same teammate's assists. It was also the season he picked up his 3rd Premier League Player of the Month award. And if that wasn't enough, he scored his 100th goal for Tottenham in a 3-0 win over Leeds. But Sonny wasn't done breaking records. In the next season, he won his first ever Premier League Golden Boot by scoring 23 goals, and he did it without scoring a single penalty. Fast forward to the 22-23 season, and Sonny was still making history. He scored his 100th Premier League goal in a 2-1 win over Brighton and Hove Albion, becoming the first Asian player to reach that milestone. These days, he's not just a star player, he's the captain of Tottenham Hotspur. And yeah, he might have had his struggles recently, but there's no denying that the kid who once chased his dad's approval has come a long, long way. From learning German by watching SpongeBob to becoming a record breaker in the world's toughest league, Son is more than just a footballer. He's a legend. And whether he's scoring screamers or inspiring the next generation, one thing's for sure, Sonny is a certified baller. So tell us, which moment of his career is your all-time favourite? Let me know in the comments below. I'm just curious to see what you all think. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more football stories, and stick around by clicking on the next video for another juicy one.